that get in the way of our investing and trading. And I'd like to touch on that with several different things. I'll talk about a few tricks that we can use to do better, trade by trade, investment by investment. And we'll talk about a couple of traps that most traders and investors fall into. And I'll end up with one truth about investing that has made a huge difference in what I do and how I go about trading and investing. I'd like to talk to you about 3 tricks that will help us do that. How many people here would consider yourselves investors, longer-term investors? You usually hold things for, 6 months or longer. How many people? By show of hands. Only about half. How many people are sort of 3 to 6 month investors, but still a little bit shorter time horizon? A few. And how many people are, when you get into a trade, you're typically not in it for 3 months. You're in it, a couple of months or a few days. Maybe you're an intermediate term trader. Anybody that's shorter term? Okay, a few of those. That's where I live. I do swing trading being a few days, being in overnight to 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 days if a trade runs really well. So I trade a lot in the intermediate time frames. The greater your frequency of trade, the more important your entries are. Exits are always important. That's where we make the money. If we don't have a good exit point in our strategy, then the strategy is most likely not very useful. If you waited for a pullback, maybe you're going to miss it. But again, maybe it's in a range and you say, I don't know if this is the best price I can get, but I don't want to miss the trade. So what I'm going to do is buy if it trades down for a pullback or if it breaks out. If it breaks out of that little trading range it's been in the last 4 days, I'll buy on the breakout if I don't get the better price on the pullback. So you have a strategy. You have a way to get in and take advantage of the strategy that you're trading, but you have a chance to get a better entry. And does a better entry matter? I guess that's a good question. Does a better entry matter? I don't trade many trades, you might be saying. I only trade, maybe 1 or 2 trades a month I take from a new newsletter or from my own trading strategy. And so it's not like I'm a day trader. Missing a few pennies here and there, dime, nickel, dime here or there doesn't matter to my trading strategy. Well, let's see. But let me just ask a simple question. Has anyone here ever meant to get out of a trade or investment at point A and not gotten out there? Run past their stop area. Anybody? Anybody like me? Done it too many times? Here's a great simple tool. Write your stop down. Write it down with pen and paper, pencil and paper. There's something incredible that happens, something that scientists still don't quite understand. They're getting some more understanding of how the brain works. But when we write something down, I like to think of it as a couple of simple reasons why this works. If you say, I bought IBM today, and I'm going to get out if it drops $2.50. Bottom line, if you trade a strategy that's a long-term trend-following system that loses more than it wins, if you're in for long-term big trades and you're trying to get breakouts and you're putting in a trailing stop, there are strategies out there that work very well because the winners are much bigger than the losers.
D.R. バートンの相場心理とトレードテクニック。正しいトレーディングの前に立ちふさがるのがエゴ。プライド、失敗を認めたくない気持ちです。本 DVD では、エゴを克服し、取引戦略を有利に展開するための秘訣、罠、真実という3つのアングルからトレードのスタンスのヒントを網羅したセミナーです。相場を見失わないための3つの秘訣、エゴの克服、感情的なトレード心理を回避する方法、現状復帰の収益率、連敗と取引戦略など、あなた自身の中にいる理想のトレーダーを呼び覚ますヒントが満載のセミナーです。魔術師たちの投資術の共著者、D.R. バートン氏が語る実践的投資心理セミナーの決定版です。